Hey friends, Yankee Jeff, it's not your fault. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I do appreciate it. I and YF family, you guys have been wonderful lately. You really have been giving me traction, giving me this energy I need to keep on moving forward. I do appreciate you guys, your support. And if you haven't done this already, like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave the notification bell, beep it, bop it, boo, all that stuff you're supposed to do. And going forward, I want to say a quick shout out to my buddy Deshaun. Thank you so much for all the help you give me on my channel. I couldn't do this without you because you definitely have been a huge inspiration for me, and definitely I do appreciate your support. Let's talk a little bit tonight about perfection. How many of us enablers and codependents try to find perfection in our loved ones when perfection is the only thing that we'll accept? They will not accept small wins, will not expect small victories. We want either perfection or nothing. Kind of a tough road to follow if that's what your road you're trying to go down. It's going to be paved with disappointment and paved with obstacles because no one's perfect. There's only been one perfect person, and that's all we needed to save us. So I read this earlier. I want to read it again. This is kind of what I'm talking about as far as perfection goes. Setting our goals too high can lead to frustration and worse. The perfectionist, clinging stubbornly to ideas of what life ought to be, often has difficulty grasping both the acceptance and detachment elements of the AL-ANON program. They demand too much of themselves and the alcoholic partner or their loved one. And this is from One Day at a Time, page 358. The compulsive drive for perfection and unrealistic idealism can be a neurotic symptom as difficult to deal with as the alcohol, expulsion, and drink. It makes big problems out of little ones, increases our despair when things don't work out, or as we hope they will, and hamper us to becoming in terms of life is. What we're surmising there is when we put on our loved one who's battling the addiction, what we expect them to do, you're going to be disappointed. It's not going to happen. Okay, if you expect, if they go to a rehab, or if they go to a sober living, or if they go to a dry out facility, and it doesn't take, that somehow that didn't gain anything from that. You don't know that. Okay, there may be some small positives that they took out of it. Okay, even if they start using it again, these processes seem to, like one brick at a time, they build a foundation. If somebody goes to a rehab facility or they go to a detox, don't get your hopes up, okay? It's not necessarily going to work always the first time. It doesn't always work that way. What we have to keep in mind is that perfection does not exist in an imperfect world. So if we're expecting our loved one to act the way they used to act once they come out of a detox or sober living facility or any kind of program like that, you're setting yourself up for a lot of trauma. Perfection does not exist when we're dealing with an alcoholic or an addict. It just doesn't happen. We put these expectations on our loved one that somehow we think that if they follow this program, follow the 12-step program, whatever the program they're going through, that things are going to just work out perfect. Nope, ain't going to happen. I and YF family, I've talked many times in the past about how if we expect things to be typically turn out with somebody who's not been with addiction or alcoholism, so we kind of expect them to behave the way they used to behave before they got involved in addiction. Wrong. It's not going to happen. They're a changed person now. Okay? They're suffering from a disease, an incurable disease, mind you. It's incurable, but it is treatable. Okay, it is treatable if they take their medicine, if they work their program, if they work their steps, if they keep on going back. It does work. But if they quit doing what they're supposed to be doing, they'll get sick again. Okay. And sometimes that doesn't work out the way we want it to work out, unfortunately. In my particular Al-Anon group, we've got maybe 4 people who's lost their loved one due to addiction, which is a real possibility. It's something we don't have to talk about very often. We just keep on thinking that eventually they're going to get better. Well, sometimes they don't get better. And that's something that, unfortunately, we've had to deal with many times in my little group. It's sad. It's sad because what could have been. When a loved one loses their life to addiction, we immediately, as codependents and enablers, somehow blame ourselves. Well, we blame ourselves from the very beginning anyway. But if they make the wrong choice one more time, and this time it's the wrong choice, final choice, that immediately goes against our psyche. Somehow it was our fault. We did it. If only we had done this, they wouldn't have done that. And we get down this road of perpetual blame. It's not fair. It's not fair, but you know what? Life isn't fair. The perfection that we want to see from our loved one comes from our eyes. It's not coming out of reality. Our rose-colored glasses that we put on to try and feel that somehow this is going to work out don't feel like just because they drop out of a 30-day detox after 28 days that somehow something wasn't accomplished. It may have been accomplished. They may go back out again, but something was done. Something was accomplished. You know, it's such a cliche, but it's true. It's progress, not perfection. Little by little, progress, not perfection. The chances of your loved one entering a sober living or a detox for the first time ever and succeeding and never going back out again is less than 15%. If they go back out, enter the facility again, it goes all the way up to 40%, give or take. It depends on what books you read, but it gets better and better. We all can have hope. Keep our expectations here, okay? Not here, here, okay? Our expectations should be realistic, okay? You're dealing with a disease that you know nothing about. All they know is if they keep on doing what they do, that it makes them feel, actually it makes them not feel. That's a cliche. It doesn't make them feel anything, which is what they're striving for, feeling nothing. We have to get to the root of the problem, why they want to not feel. That's where the addiction started, either with a trauma, with a incident. Everyone has that trigger moment that happens. And some people are just born with it. If we keep our expectations here, you know, what's the old adage? Expect the worst, but hope for the best. If you expect the worst, you may get this. If you expect this and get this, where's the disappointment? Okay, you got what you want, you expected, right? We've got to make sure that we understand you're not living in a perfect world. We aren't perfect human beings. They're not perfect. Don't expect perfection. Okay, do not expect perfection. Do not expect that once they get arrested for the first time that they're never going to pick up the bottle again. They're never going to pick up the pipe again just because they got arrested, just because they lost their job, just because they lost their family, just because they lost everything. That's going to be the perfect world. Sure, they would go, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Not a perfect world. Don't expect that. The reminder here also is kind of poignant as well. I will learn to yield a little here and there and accept what I may be impelled to challenge and resist. I will try to achieve a balanced kind of detachment, which is not abandonment or disinterest in the alcoholic or addict, but a decision not to let myself be touched too deeply by happenings that are essentially unimportant. To adapt ourselves with a quiet mind as to what's possible and attainable, therein lies the happiness. How can you summarize that one whole paragraph? Detach with love. Detach with love does not mean, giving them a kiss in the cheek and then shoving them away. No. Detach with love means giving them a kiss in the cheek and you receding backwards, you stepping back. You control you. Okay, you don't force someone else away from you. You leave them alone, right? You have the right not to like people that you love. And if you don't like somebody and they're causing you a problem, love's always going to be there. Just walk away, be away from them. Take your time, put your boundaries back up, and live inside the moment. Live inside this circle because that's all you can control. I don't know how else to say it. Don't expect perfection out of an imperfect world because you're going to drive yourself crazy. I tried if I did step A, then step B would be logical thing that happened. Well, addiction's illogical. Think about it. If you tell somebody, if you don't put this down, you may die, and they keep on doing it, that's not logical. That's insane. Okay. If you keep on using this drug one more time, it could be the end of you, and they keep on doing it. You're not dealing with a logical situation. That's imperfect. Okay. Understand that it's difficult to talk about. It's also more difficult to accept and to adhere to. I get it. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, polo shirt. So please understand, I'm not preaching. I'm only trying to instruct. What's my experience? 30 plus years of being a codependent enabler. There's no letters after my name except been there, done that. Yeah, that's it. This is Jeff, BTBT. And if there's any questions you have, please drop it down in the comments right down here. And let me know what's going on in your lives. And if I would, I'll answer them as soon as you ask me any questions. I'll do the best I can to help you find the right answer. And if I can't answer the question, I'll find the answer for you. I'm not going to BS you guys or blow smoke up the pooty hole. God bless you. Keep coming back. It works if you work. Let it begin with you. And by all means, say a prayer for the prayerless. Okay, guys? God bless you all. Thanks again, Deshaun, for being my safety net when it comes to this YouTube stuff, right? All right, guys. God bless.